Welcome to the Teapot Reads. My name's Sam. I'm the Teapot. This is what I'm currently reading, and I'm so happy to see you today. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is time for another book haul, which is super exciting. It's been, I want to say like 2 months since I've done the last one, and I've done pretty good like book buying wise. I have not gone crazy these last couple months. I'm really proud of myself. Like usual, this will not be every single book I purchased or received. So you're probably thinking, Sam, that's still a lot of books if that's not even all of them. I mean, you're right. It is a lot of books. It's not as many as earlier this year has really seen. There's really no point to like beat around the bush. Let us just get into the pretty books. I have them sort of like clumped together by similarities, but there's really no order beyond like similar books are together. First, we have Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This is an ARC. I know the book has technically been out, but Orbit is republishing it, and I got an ARC, and I'm super excited. It is going to come out, it's October, but does it have this specific day? October 4th of 2022, and I really want to read it before then, but we'll see, because Empire of Gold, which I'm currently reading, is chunky, and then I'm gonna go into another series that I have. So if I finish that series, then this is probably top of my priority list. Dowry of Blood, you've probably heard about it. It's like a TikTok book. TikTok made me buy it. No, I actually would have probably wanted to read this anyways, because even before it came out, I feel like it had really good hype. This is a letter written, or the will, written by Constanta, who is one of Dracula's brides. It is supposed to be a very queer novel. It is supposed to be beautiful. It is supposed to be haunting, and I'm just here for it. I love vampires. I don't know if I talk about that a lot, but I do really love vampires. And even though I don't love the story of Dracula, I have read it. I'm familiar with it, and I'm excited to see this adaptation. I know lots of people have read it already and just like have great things to say. So, fingers crossed, I also have great things to say. Lonely Castle in the Mirror by Mizuki Sujimura. This is the UK edition because it is not out in America yet, and this is the edition I prefer anyways. I think it's just really pretty. I love just all around the design of it. Sorry, I'm filming on a camera that I'm not super familiar with. And I'm really excited to get into this one. I've heard it has like Ghibli vibes. I was actually going to read it soon, but then I basically, because Dave Abad has just like sucked me in, I didn't pick this up because I was going to read it after I finished City of Brass, but I just love that book so much. This is, are the chapters by month? You have no idea how much I enjoy that. Okay. I'm just gonna read the back to you. Would you share your deepest secrets to save a friend? In a tranquil neighborhood of Tokyo, 7 teenagers wake to find their bedroom mirrors are shining. At a single touch, they are pulled from their lonely lives to a wondrous castle filled with winding stairways, watchful portraits, and twinkling chandeliers. In this new sanctuary, they are confronted with a set of clues leading to a hidden room where one of them will be granted a wish. But there's a catch. If they don't leave the castle by 5 o'clock, they will be punished. As time passes, they begin to realize only those brave enough to share their stories will be saved. Tender, playful, gripping, Lonely Castle in the Mirror is a mesmerizing tale about confronting your fears and embracing human connection. It sounds really good. It sounds sort of like Murakami and Allende writing it, and Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Totally blanking. It sounds good though. I still do plan to read that one this year. I plan to read both of those this year. Now, a book I already read, but I got a book box edition, is the Illumicrate edition of Babel. This, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would be more stunning. Come on. Told you I'm playing with a new camera. Anyways, it is shiny, and I love that it's in a box. So we've got the spine design here. There we go. It keeps wanting to connect to my face. Okay, here we go. Which I love. This is very much, let's see. It very much has like that shine, and it's just very pretty. It is pretty. I think I just wanted more from it. I wanted them to go more with it. But this is what it looks like, which it has Babel on there. Ooh, very shiny. Which, I mean, it's pretty. It is pretty. I'm not gonna like lie and say that. I think I'm so used to being absolutely blown away by Lumicrate editions. And this one is very pretty, but I feel like Babel, they could have done so much more. But the edges look like this and they are gorgeous. They're just absolutely stunning. We also have this, which I'm living for. I'm loving. I thought this was a really smart idea and decision. And their signature page, also very cute. I don't know. I love it to death. Again, I'm really trying not to make it sound like a complaint, because that's not at all. I'm not complaining. I love this edition. I think it's very pretty. I just wanted more somehow. We'll see. I'm still waiting on Fairy Loots. Ooh, then we have some gothic fiction, literature, fantasy, whatever you're going to call it. We have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one is a retelling of the fall of the House of Usher. I also very much want to read this year. It's tiny. It's very short. I feel like I'm going to love it. This cover, to die for. One of my favorite covers of the year. Rabbits are in. Snakes are out. Rabbits are in. Also gothic, we've got Orm Shadow by Priya Sharma. This is actually a really funny story. I found this completely on accident. I was at work and I was trying to find books to shortlist for an end cap and came across this one, which I couldn't shortlist, but I ordered in for myself. It just sounds really good and I'm loving the cover. Acclaimed author Priya Sharma transports readers back in time with Orm Shadow. A coming-of-age story as dark and rich as good soil. Burning with resentment and intrigue, this fantastical family drama invites readers to dig up the secrets of the Bellman family and wonder whether myths and legends are real enough to answer for history of sin. Uprooted from Bath by his father's failures, Gideon Bellman finds himself stranded on Orm's Sleep Farm, an ancient place of chalk and ash and shadow. The land crests the Orm, a buried sleeping dragon that dreams resentment, jealousy, estrangement, death. Or so the folklore says. Growing up in a house that hates him, Gideon finds his only comforts in the land. Gideon will live or die by the Orm, as all his family has. So, it sounds really good. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this season or this year, but it is pretty short, so I could see that one happening by next year. I don't know if this is gothic. This is A Little Friend by Donna Tartt. I've read and really enjoyed The Secret History. This isn't the edition of The Little Friend that I was like looking for or wanting to buy. It's actually the Bloomsbury Classic, Modern Classic, which is technically out of print, but I'd like to get that edition. This one I just came across at a used book sale and I've never seen a hardcover before. And I believe, yeah, it's a first, which I got it for like $3. So that felt really good. And it's in a very good condition. And reading it in hardcover will probably actually be lots of fun. It also, I don't know if you can tell, but it just feels like a little like slimmer width-wise than a regular novel. And I don't know, there's something just like really like narrow about the design that I'm loving. So The Little Friend, I don't know 100% what this one is about. This is Donna Tartt's second novel and probably her least well-known one, because The Goldfinch is also like wildly popular, which I think we're due for a new book from her, aren't we? The Second Sight of Zachary Cloudsley by Sean Lusk. I don't remember if this is from the Goldsboro SFF or Goldsboro Premiere, but it is from Goldsboro. We have those edges, which are very cool. They're sort of like burnished gold. Pretty. I also just love the cover. I know it's really shiny because they wrap them real nice. But it just like, it's pretty. It's pretty all the way around. Naked, it's also pretty. That's pretty. I really like that. They don't do a lot of undercover dust jacket or undercover case designs for Goldsboro, but this one I'm like living for. We also have maps as the end pages, which is something I am always a big fan of. I think that's a really clever way to put a map and you just get a little bit more about it, I feel like. So what is it about? Leadenhall Street, London, 1754. Raised amongst the cogs and springs of his father's workshop, Zachary Cloudsley has grown up surrounded by strange and captivating clockwork automata. He is an enchanting child, beloved by his father Abel and the workmen who help bring his father's creations to life. He is also endowed with an extraordinary gift. At the touch of a hand, Zachary can see into the hearts and minds of the people he meets. But soon a near-fatal accident will take Zachary away from the workshop and his family. His father will have to make a journey to Constantinople that he will never return from, and years later, only Zachary can find out what happened. A beautifully crafted historical mystery with a magical energy that brims over every page, transporting the reader from 18th century London across Europe and finally to the bustling city of Constantinople. It sounds good. Don't know when I'll be reading this one. And real talk, I might cancel my Premier membership soon. They haven't, this one I like, I'm pretty sure it was Premier. This one I liked, but a lot that they've been doing this year, I just haven't been a fan of. So we'll see what early next year looks like. Letvona by Atessa Moshfegh. I've not read a Moshfegh yet, but this came in and I love the cover. It sounds different from pretty much everything else I've read. That's it. I bought it because of the hype. True. Another arc. This was perfect because I was reading City of Brass at the time. An Arc of the River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty. This has been out in ebook and audiobook for quite a while, but the physical copy is coming out October. Do we have a specific date? No, but it's been out. Like you could read this now if you wanted as well. I'm so pumped. I'm going to read this after I finish Empire of Gold. Someone said that this is what you want to read if Jamshid and Muntadir are your favorite characters, and they're not like my favorite, but I do love them. And I like that the short stories are titled after characters, so I'm living for this. Davabad has kind of like taken over my life, not just temporarily. It has. But so we have, I'm just gonna tell you the characters' stories we got. Manaiza, Daria, Hatset, looking forward to that one. Muntadir, Jamshid, Dara, another Jamshid, Ali. Ooh, I didn't know he's my favorite. Okay, he is my favorite. Ali and Nari. I love those characters. The Scout, a Nari chapter, another Ali. Zainab, super excited for that one. Another Muntadir. The alternative epilogue to Empire of Gold, which I think is actually in my edition of Empire of Gold, and a Nari, which is after the events of everything. I'm getting distracted. I'm so excited for that one. A special edition that I've been waiting on for a while, and I'm super happy is here, is the Grim Oak Press edition of Chell Chaser's Song. This is the slipcase. It comes in very simple, but I'm loving it. I like Grim Oak Press editions. This is my second one. I really like them, but they are definitely pricey, so I have to always kind of like pretty much tell myself no. But I got this one because it's gorgeous. Like, I'm a big cat fantasy fan. And it's beautiful wraparound. Of course, a ribbon bookmark, and it does have art. I'm not going to show you all the art because that feels wrong, but like they're all in this beautiful watercolor. It's a cat fantasy. It was Tad Williams' debut, and the artist is Stephanie Law. And also I have copy number 29 of 750, so I feel pretty good about that number. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea if like having a lower number is better. I have no idea. I don't really collect things for the numbers. I just collect them because they're pretty and I'm a crow, basically. Speaking of pretty collector's editions, we've got two Fairy Lutes. We've got The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Meg Bannon, which I do have an arc of and I did not read, and actually it just came out in America. I was like about this book, but I've heard so many great reviews of it. I'm really excited. It's supposed to be really cute. I'm loving that. The whole design of this book is just really adorable. Fairy Lutes adult books have really been outdoing themselves lately. So we have obviously the cover. This is the case, which I don't love some of their cases that people are on them, but I do really like this one. Like I already showed you these, which are really cute Polaroids. And we've got some more really cute Polaroids. And I just moved the camera a little bit. Sorry. Hopefully I like it. I don't think it's part of a series, but I could totally be wrong. Hi. Hi. Hi, puppy. Hi. Hi. Also from a Fairy Lute adult, we have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This is the first in a series. I love the color yellow, and I'm loving that. My like I said, they've just been outdoing themselves lately. We got this hot pink case, gorgeous. And the signature page is actually the end pages, which I also love. I don't know what this is about super, but I don't really care. I get the vibe from it that I'm going to love it in probably the same vein that I like Good Omens, and I will not be elaborating on that. I think this is the only book today that I have 2 copies of that I'm showing you, but this is the Final Strife. So this is the regular American hardcover. This is by Sarah El Arafi. This is the first in a trilogy, I want to say. Super excited for this one. I do really want to read it soon. It wasn't even on my radar until like right before it came out, and I was like, I have to jump on this. I really want to read it. It's epic fantasy. It is inspired by the mythology of Africa. It doesn't specify what part of Africa, and I don't remember. I want to say Northern Africa. Could be wrong. And Arabia. So really excited for this one. I've heard just fantastic things. And I do have the Goldsboro GSFF edition as well, which comes in this glorious case. And is matching designs on the inside. And we also have right there, which I love. Yeah, just super excited to get to this one. I'll definitely read the American hardcover. I'm not going to read this edition. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will, actually. That might be easier to travel. But it's like, who do I not want to get damaged more? Another special edition, we have the 15th, I believe, which is Don't I Feel Old? Yeah, the 15th anniversary edition of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Love it or hate it, this series is a huge part of my childhood, and I do love it. So it's so pretty, and they said they're gonna do matching editions, so I'm gonna fucking hold them to it, I think, because this is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. When they announced these, I was like, give me, oh, probably my most anxiety inducing acquisition, because I was like, I have to get it, is Sabriel, the Daphne Press edition. Look at her. She's gorgeous, isn't she? Wraparound art. I love Sabriel. The story is one of my favorites. Oh, there he is. And yeah, I'm so happy to have it here in my grubby little hands. Look at these end pages. They're so pretty. Ugh. The signature page. I will say it's not quite as nice as I thought it'd be. Here's the box for it. But I am still in love with it, and I'm so happy to have it on my shelf and in my collection. I don't know if it was like worth what I paid for it though. I have this edition of So This Is Ever After by F.T. Lutkins. This is the Fake Crate edition. It has an alternate dust jacket. I absolutely love it. I love that I have 2 copies by the same cover artist with just some of the prettiest art. Very pretty. This is like, what was it pitched as? I want to say it was The Legend of King Arthur meets Carry On. This one was totally just like a last minute, like I saw it, I had to have it. This is Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. It sounded really cozy and autumnal, so I was just like, yes, I have to have it. Hopefully I'll read it this season. Emerson Wilde has built the life of her dreams. Youngest Chamber of Commerce president in St. Cyprian history, successful indie bookstore owner, and lucky enough to have her best friends as found family. Done. But when Emerson is attacked by creatures that shouldn't be real and kills them with what only can be called magic, Emerson finds that the past decade of her life has been a lie. St. Cyprian isn't your average Midwestern river town. It's a haven for witches. When Emerson failed a power test years ago, she was stripped of her magical memories. Turns out Emerson's friends are all witches, and so is she. That's not all, though. Evil is lurking in the charming streets of St. Cyprian. Emerson will need to learn to control what's inside her, remember her magic, and deal with old, complicated feelings for her childhood friend, cranky yet gorgeous local farmer Jacob North, to defeat an enemy that hides in the rivers and shadows of everything she loves. Even before she had magic, Emerson would have done anything for St. Cyprian, but now she'll have to risk not just her livelihood, but her life. It just sounds good. It sounds cozy. It sounds like perfect for autumn. Hazel Beck's a pseudonym for 2 writers, but I think this is their I don't know if it's like their debuts, or just their debut with that. Them into the classics, kind of. I have three Vintage Earth edition books, which I'm super excited for. I don't even know what they're about. I just wanted them. So we have The Man with the Compound Eyes by Wu Mingyi. Pretty. We have The Mermaid of Black Conch by Monique Roffey. And The Last Quarter of the Moon by Chi Jijian. These are my top 3 favorite covers. Will definitely be buying the whole set because you can't stop me, actually. Speaking of sets, I started collecting the series of Penguin classics that are out of print, but I really wanted them. These are the Penguin English Journeys. They're similar to their Penguin like Great Ideas or Penguin Green Ideas, where sometimes they're full text on their own, but quite a bit they're just excerpts from larger texts about iconic English locations. So we have English folk songs. This is by Ralph Vaughan Williams and A.L. Lloyd. Some Country Houses and Their Owners by James Lees Milne. Absolutely love the design of these. Walks in the Wheat Fields by Richard Jefferies. Through England on Side Saddle by Celia Fiennes. The Pleasures of English Food by Alan Davidson. And Voices of Akenfield by Ronald Blythe. And the last like classic that I got was actually Pale Fire by Vladimir Nabokov. I've wanted to read a Nabokov for a while, and I saw someone talking about this one and it just sounded so interesting and unique and different that I had to go with this one. I haven't read Lolita, I haven't read anything, but this is the one I'm going to start with. This starts as quite a long poem. So this portion here is the poem, and then the rest is commentary, and the commentary is where the story actually starts. And I believe that the author of the poem has recently died, and the person commenting, you're kind of figuring out what happened because there were mysterious circumstances. It just sounds so good. I know I'm gonna have a difficult time with the poem because I'm not a poem reader, but I'm still so excited for it. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna like make or break whether I like Nabokov's writing though. And then finally, these are some ones I've wanted to get for a long time. This is the Clothbound edition of The Hobbit. It is quite tall. I didn't realize it's going to be this tall, and it's actually taller than the real gems. The Clothbound Lord of the Rings editions. I have wanted these forever, and they recently went into reprint, probably because of the show, and I am obsessed. So we have Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, love it, and Return of the King. Just absolutely obsessed with these, but look, it is taller. Why would they do that to me? I don't know. I remember seeing these like years ago and just not buying them, thinking they'd be around forever, and then they weren't, but they're back, at least temporarily, and my heart is happy. If this was your first time here and you like this content and you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And if you are already a subscriber and you're watching, thank you so much. Thank you. It means the world to me. I've been going through a hard time, and YouTube has been one of those things that's really been keeping me going. So thank you so much. If you are somewhere cold, I hope you're staying warm. If you're somewhere warm, I hope you're staying comfortable. And most of all, I hope you're reading a great book. I will see you guys next time. Bye.